Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Hey, Roger. How you doing? All right. Let's go into here. Let's break this bad boy out. Let's pop out this old cheaty chat, as they say. Whoa, that is going slow. All right, let's go like this. I gotta super see all this stuff. There we go. Let's pop it back out. All right, people. You know we got the startup coming up hot today. I hope everybody's ready for the stand-up, not the startup, the stand-up. I hope everybody's ready for the stand-up today. We got some good topics today. We got some good topics. Hey, good topics. Today, I hope everybody... Good topics. There we go. Let's do a little top chat live message. Hey, Monolith. How you doing, Monolith? Thank you, Party Guy. Thank you, Diver. Go Bad. Did not expect that from you. Well, I mean, you should know by now that whenever we do stuff, it's always... somebody else saying stuff. Clean Coder, let's go into here. I like me. I personally am a big fan of Go, so we're gonna see how this goes. Good morning, Prime. Good morning. Fixed my my jot key, my gwat, my jwat. Hey, thank you, Vlatushko. I want the truff. Yeah, can't handle the truff. I'm not sure what that even means, to tell you the honest truth. X time for a watch, brah. What does that even mean? What are you saying? What the F is on your screen? That light? What do you mean that light? What light? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. How are you enjoying Homeland? I'm not even, is that like a show or is that just me being here? Sup, gamer, sup, low level. How you doing? How's that level? Feeling low? Feeling low? Jwat. Good morning. Awesome streams. I have watched almost all of your videos. Oh, wow. That's why am I marked as a possible ban evader? Because you probably attempted to ban Vades, or you're in some sort of VPN that shady people come from. Thangel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is not muted. You guys are about to literally hate me. That is not my goal. My goal is not to create the hate. I am not. Hey, hi. Hey, hi. Okay, let's get back to somewhere else that's not going to cause me to have... Dang it, stop with the video. My goal. My goal is... Stop with the video. This causes all sorts of problems. Oh my gosh, more video. There we go. We'll put it right here. Zen. Yeah, we're using Zen. Yeah, I'm a Zen boy today. Standard JS, thoughts, concerns, bounties. I'm not even sure what you're talking about. What the heck are you doing? I am not using a VPN. Then you are probably somebody who's been banned multiple times. Hey, Prime, I hope you're having a good day. Oh, thank you. Why not, though? Why not what? How did the vibe versus hand coding experiment go? Exactly like you would expect. I like hand coding. I'm not a big fan of vibe coding. That's just that. I mean, I try to love it. I'm trying to love it. I'm trying to learn how to love it. Am I a little bit blurry? I feel like I gotta go a little closer to the 3 feet side of things, because I like to back up a little bit. Yeah. We ricing today? No, not ricing. We'll rice on Tuesday again. I think there's some more stuff I want to do. Maybe we'll rice. I want to like upgrade my server to know if I have autoplay on or not. Because like if you cheered bits right now, would they play? I don't know. And that's gonna be, I need to send this signal up to the server. Right? The music volume's low. That's intentional because we're just getting started. The no semicolon JS folks, they call it standard JS. That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. Link me. Link me. Link me right now, please. I gotta see this. What? What? JavaScript has a standard style guide now? How do you standardize that which requires no standards to use? Wrecked. Destroyed. Absolutely demolished. Anyways, are we having a green screen problems? I don't see any green screen problems.
No, but Prime, we're really happy to see you. Yes, yeah.
Am I blurry
Please
here?
do
I'm
the
gonna
next
just throw an
top
autofocus
shelf with Uncle Bob.
There we go. It's autofocus time, boys. Oh, yeah. There we go. Here I am. Oh, yeah. Here I am. See, I still feel blurry. Am I blurry? What is it? What are you focusing on? There you go. Really? You see this? Here, okay. How about you just focus on this? How about this? The light switch. Is the light switch really getting focused on? Nice. All right, we'll go back to manual focus. What the hell's happening here? Here, I'll try somewhere right in here. Because this is... There we go. Oh, I think I'm looking better, boys. There we go. I think this is kind of where I like it anyways. There we go. Better? Are we better? Are we looking good? Nice. Wow. Good. The Sharpagen. Yeah, dude, I don't know what's happening. Still, it's even not perfect. Art Encoding Randall, Bud Prime, we're really happy to see you. Yeah. Why didn't I hear that, by the way?
No, but Prime, we're really happy to see you. Yas, yeah. Please do the next top shelf with Uncle Bob.
Oh, I did. We heard that. I don't know what happened. It's just now dawning on me that we heard that. Yeah, we heard that. We heard that. By the way, thank you. Choi and the go. Appreciate that Twitch Prime. The Taylor Dev, thank you for the Twitch Prime. And Thangel, let's go. All right, is everybody ready to get statted here soon? We got some stuff we need to talk about, okay? We got some stuff. Hey, the cool man, appreciate that. Yo, we heard that. Oh, we heard that. AK Prime, we're trying. Oh, wait until you figure out semi-standards, JS. Dude, it is so... Hey, Slythes, thank you for that. It is so funny that this exists. This is so good. Oh my gosh, there's standards. Oh, I love it. Everybody uses these standards. This is the standards.
You really turn me
Adam.
Light switch.
Hey, shut up, Girl. Oh, dude, you really turned me on, light switch, dude. I don't think that's very good. I think that was a weak one, but I'm gonna give you another chance, Mr. Yogurt. Don't worry. Also, Girl, I need to fix that. Okay, I need to fix her. Okay, I genuinely need to fix her. So you should stop using it. Adam, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's use Adam. I love Adam. How old is this page? I don't know, but we have standards JS. Right? Like, this is real. This is actually real. Hey, peoples.
That standards is nothing new. It's very old. Check the changelog from their navigation menu and scroll to the end.
You know what? I think it's... Oh, nice. Nice, yeah, they haven't... Well, I mean, you don't need new... I mean, you shouldn't have... Like, it is good that they've had a lot of standards. There we go. Right, I mean, I think that's fine. Funeral director kept trying to sell me a clear casket. I choke. That's okay. Dude, I know. This is... I already knew this was... Oh, what is this one? Modern? Wait, what? The use of the word modern to refer to a bunch of specific historical periods is a fun way to prank. Wait, what? Early modern? Modernist? Mid-century modern? Postmodern? Modern. What? What? What are we looking at? I don't even know what's happening anymore. I don't even know what's happening. Hey, D. Mulroy. How you doing, D. Mulroy? Thanks for bringing in my only mod. I appreciate that. Let's go. Oh, is this like a little go bug? Is this a little go bug? Is there a little bit of a go? Little go bug? I wrote a book on Go and I didn't know you could access V variable in the if else. Why not? That makes sense, right? Like this is beautiful. This is what I think that this is fine. Why not? Rip Beastco. Beastco is always doing Beastico things. What did Beastco do? Did I miss a follow up? Beastco, you're making me always feel bad. Everything is in the docs. It's always, let's see, it's always implicitly on it. Why wouldn't it be explicitly? He didn't go through the tour of Go? Are you telling me Golang is bad? TypeScript is greater than Go? Really? Go is less than Rust? Okay, so Go is worse than everything else. Is what you're trying to say is that Go is actually the worst thing you've ever used? Effect TS is greater than Go. That's crazy to say. Because those are, yeah, you should get deleted for that. That's insane to say that you think a library is better than a language. Like when I mean insane, I mean like it just doesn't make any sense. Like what you're saying doesn't actually make any sense. It's incoherent. Prime, do me a favor. Tell everything is gonna be all right. Not gonna lie. Effect TS is a cult. Yeah. If you insult the cult leader gets very angry at you. He's actively ignoring you? No, I'm not. I'm not. You said you're welcome. You said welcome to my only mod, Nightshade Dude. Oh, did I say only mod? I meant only mod who does things. He always does all the shout-outs, Beastco. And inappropriately pin stuff and puts chat into emote only mode, okay? Also, he probably has the highest body count for banning people. You know what I mean? How good is your squeal skills? They used to be really good, but obviously that has long since passed. I don't do squeal by hand anymore, okay? I'm no longer hand-rolling my squeal statements in PHP, so that has long stopped. All right, I gotta go check on one thing. I'll be right back, and let's get started. Sorry, it's lightly sprinkling, and due to the sprinkling nature, there we go. All right, let's go. Let's do this, everybody. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready?
I vibed so hard and got so far, but in the end, I still can't merge the fucking PR.
Thanks, Randall. But let's get focused, okay? All right. We're going to look at Go. We're going to look at Go, okay? Apparently, these are the bad parts.
Go has a...
How much do you want to bet that I'm going to disagree with this video? What do you think is like the likelihood that I disagree with it? And what are the good parts? None? Okay, you'll shut your dirty mouth. There's plenty of good parts to go, okay? But let's find out. What are the bad parts? Because if I swear to all that is nice and pretty in my life, if I hear one if or does not equal nil, I'm going to just jump kick, throat chop this guy. Same time, okay? Very hard to do, especially since a lot of stretching goes on in that move.
Go has a lot going for it.
Okay.
It is developed by some of the most prolific software developers in the world. It constantly ranks high in various developer.
By the way, out of all people in this list, it's like, I definitely know this guy. I definitely know this guy. Who's this guy? Poor, what's his name? Look, I'm using Robert. I have no idea who Robert is. Poor fella.
Constantly ranks high in various developer surveys, and it is a darling of the tech community. On top of that, it enjoys some of the best publicity thanks to the large companies and
1.1 to 1. If Go is bad, does that mean that come is good?
I mean, I got turned off TTS. That's what that's what I got to do right now. I got turned off TTS immediately. Okay. Hold on. Okay, what'd you say also here? Oh, I already
Code Girl. 1.1 in 1. If Go is bad, does that mean that come is good?
Flip, take it out, Flip.
successful projects who are actively using it. Just
Is that Netflix, by the way? Is that Netflix, by the way? This shirt is literally like 12 years old. All right, anyways.
recently, for instance, the TypeScript team announced that they're porting their compiler and toolset to Go in an attempt to speed up performance.
Weird. You know, it's kind of weird that TypeScript team would choose Go. I mean, I thought everyone choose Rust for this. By the way, Rust is actually a pretty good language when it comes to compilers. Like, there's a lot of benefits, obviously, to use Rust. It's pretty dang quick. But geez, why? Why would you use Go? Oh, wait, are you telling me that it's easy to make things in Go? Oh, is that why?
And simplify their build pipeline. That's no small endorsement. When a language created by Microsoft engineers starts leaning on Go to improve its tooling and the resulting performance is magnitudes better than before, you know Go's doing something right.
Can I also just interject for a second? The fact that it's 2025 and the TypeScript team at Microsoft is finally writing their compiler or their transpiler, whatever the hell you call this thing, from TypeScript into a language that is not horrifyingly slow at this activity is shocking. It's been around for like 12 years and TS server just crashes constantly. Like that's the actual primary function of TS server is to use all your memory and then crash. I am just shocked it took this long to be like, we should just like fix this, huh? That it'd be a good idea. We just fixing this.
But despite all Go's success, it's not all sunshines and rainbows.
Okay.
It might sound surprising, but while Go is an amazing language, it also has its bad parts. And I think everybody who plans to learn or use Go in their next projects should be aware of this caveat.
You know what the worst part about Go is that channels feel really nice to use, and then you overuse them. There's like almost very few uses of channels you need. You just pretty much don't use them unless if it's like really, really needed, and then all of a sudden it's easy.
For a bit of context, I'm a software developer with more than 15 years of experience, and during this time I worked mainly with Java, Kotlin, and TypeScript. For the past year, I decided to transition to Go in all my personal projects for the reasons we all know by now. Go is simple, fast, efficient, it has great tooling, and it is a breeze to compile and deploy. But after actually writing Go for a while, I realized things are a lot more nuanced and not everything lives up to the hype.
Okay.
Let me explain. This doesn't mean Go is a bad language. However, we need to paint the full picture because just like Go has some amazing parts, it also has sharp edges that you only discover once you spend real time building something non-trivial with it. The design decision.
I do love that there was recently this like up in arms, everybody's super angry at Go because they finally decided after 12 years to fix the fact that a for loop was referencing or was keeping the same variable in the loop over and over again. In 1.21, they finally were like, all right, guys, fine. When you for loop now, we'll We'll stop doing that. We'll create copies of the object so you don't accidentally mutate everything and you don't have references that end up pointing to whatever the last variable was, right? It's insane that it took that long.
That make Go such a powerful tool also have
Hours of my
drawbacks.
life. Yeah,
They
I know, it's
impact
insane.
the way you write
And then when you finally make the switch over, you also lose hours of just doing stupid stuff. It's hilarious.
code, especially if you already have a standard and a set of expectations based on working with other languages. So here are 5 things you really need to know before switching to Go.
All right,
It was
5 good ones.
surprising to find out that based on some Google searches, apparently I'm not the only one noticing these things. One of Go's biggest selling points is its simplicity. To be fair, it really does look simple on the surface. There are few keywords, the syntax is minimal, and the official docs go out of their way to keep the language easy to learn. But once you go beyond the tutorial,
But that's kind of funny. That's pretty good. Hey, I don't know. Maybe I'm a child. Maybe I'm a child.
you start realizing that Go's simplicity is mostly skin deep, and it often comes at the cost of expressiveness. It's the little things we
Isn't that like literally the trade-off? Isn't the trade-off of a language that's super simple is that you're not meant to express complex states? I mean, I don't think that this is a negative thing. I think this is like an actual design principle. Hey, we're going to just make you use if statements for the most part. Like, I'm pretty sure that was like the goal was like, hey, if statements are pretty good.
which start to nag you after a while. For instance, even though Go has a while loop, it does not have a while keyword. You just write a for loop and skip the condition. This forced syntax reuse, just for the sake of saving a keyword, makes reading code more difficult than it needs to be.
I don't like this point. I'm just fine with that. I don't really care, right? Like, this is just like such a... I want to use the term non sequitur, but I'm afraid I don't know what that word means, and I'm going to sound like a butthole using it. So I'm just going to say this is a non sequitur. You know what I mean? It's just like a little bit non sequitur. L takes so far. This is, to me, this just doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, honestly, if your language doesn't have a do while loop, I don't care, right? They're all the same after that.
The same problem extends to public and private modifiers as well. Instead of
Okay, now that's very different. This is very different. The obvious answer is this, that everything should be public unless if it's made private. Call me wrong here. I think Rust got it wrong. Yeah, I said that. Rust got it wrong. Everything should be public unless if you mark it private. True. Like, dude, the amount of pubs the pubs per second I used in Rust was just so frustrating. Pub. Hey, what's that? Pub? Oh yeah, we're gonna pub that one. Hey, what's that over there? Pubbing it. Pub that guy. Pub that guy. Dude, so many pubs.
of using clear keywords, Go uses capitalization to determine visibility.
Yeah, I mean, that's
While
just
this
stupid.
approach is concise, it's also easy to overlook.
Like, I literally, you want to hear a fun fact about me? In Go, I refuse to have a private type. As simple as that. The fact that capital letters are what determines public and private, I literally refuse to have a private type. I'm not going to make a lowercase type. That is a crime against humanity. That's genuinely a crime against humanity. I think it's capitalism's fault. It's just like, I just refuse. Like, I will never specify a lowercase type. The end. I don't care how private it is.
Especially when refactoring. Change the case of a function name, and you've potentially broken your entire API without any compiler warnings. And let's be honest.
Wait, what? Yeah, of course you. If you what? If you changed your the case of your method, of course there's gonna be compiler. No, there won't be compiler warnings. There'll be compiler errors if you reference it. ¿Por qué, Maria? Like, it's not that. I mean, Go is a compiled language. It's gonna be like, dog, this thing doesn't exist. Like, what are you talking about?
Enums are no better.
Okay,
Go
enums are
doesn't
fair.
actually have real enums, just a workaround using const and iota. It feels more like a clever hack than a proper language feature.
I mean, this is like just really simple enums, right? These are like C-style enums. It's just a number, right? These are just C-style enums. Like they're I don't like them. I like more complex enums, but I don't know. No, it's not. It's a hack? Isn't just your basic old enums literally a number? Well, in fact, to be completely fair, no. Yeah, these are just like old these are just old enums. It's literally the same as C enums. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Dude, you guys made me second guess there for a second. I'm like, wait a second, do I not know C enums? And then I realized, no, I'm not the problem. The kids are the problem. You guys are the problem. Also, the word enum and Rust's use of the word enum is a crime against humanity. They're union types. Okay, they're tagged union types, if we're going to be fair here. All right, just completely fair. I'm not the problem. You're the problem, okay? They are no worse than C enums. C enums are closed, I'm pretty sure, and Go are open. Not your standard enums. Your standard enums, like you don't have to define them as that specific type. You can just pass in anything. That's always been the big complaint about enums, is that you can just like, oh, your enums are 1, 2, and 3, like red, blue, and green, and then you just pass in 69, and C is like, oh, that's an int, right? I'm not saying they're good. I don't like those enums. I like better enums. I'm on your team. I'm on team better enums, right? Okay, I'm on team better enums. Okay, better enums. I'm on teams. Also, I don't think I don't think these switch statements are bad.
There's no type safety, no grouping, no scoping, and nothing stopping you from assigning any arbitrary value to what's supposed to be a well-defined enum. It's like Go wanted to look simple and minimalist at all costs, even when this means hiding complexity instead of eliminating it.
I just, in my head, what I think is that people who were really excellent at C made a language that's easier to use than C.
One of Go's more distinctive features is the ability to return multiple values from a function. At first, this feels elegant, especially when handling errors. No exceptions, no try-catch blocks, and no special error types. You just return the value and the error and simply move on. But this elegance fades when you need to do anything sophisticated with these return values. The fundamental issue is that multiple return values in Go aren't actually tuples or first-class values. You can't store them.
Glad that he didn't say if error does not equal nil is a big problem. I think that's great. Bro, never heard of error group? Yeah, I mean, obviously error group can work here, but that's either way. That's not quite. I mean, it only sort of works here. Like just being able to use it in a channel, right? Right, being able to use this in a channel would be super fantastic, right? Just to be able to be like, hey, I want to shove through this channel some sort of value plus an error, right? Like that would be nice. Right, so far, apart from enums, everything listed here is bad is exactly why I like Go. I would like a little bit better handling of multiple values. Like I could understand why that's good. I think that section was pretty well formulated. I do find myself making a bunch of like little structs here and there, but it's also super simple in Go. So it's like, it doesn't necessarily bother me.
Go's error handling is probably one of the
I said if he does this one, I'm going to hate him, right? This is not a good argument.
Most common complaints whenever developers are first exposed to the language. And, let's be honest, managing errors in Go is extrememly verbose. The chances are you'll write the same 4 lines of code over and over and over.
This, first off, this does not bother me. I just want to say this does not bother me. I like explicit error handling. I'm actually less fan of question mark code. I actually don't necessarily. Don't look at that. I actually don't really like that about Rust, and the only reason why I don't like it about Rust isn't because it's not that I dislike convenience. It's that I just hate the fact that you'll see something that looks like a method, and then you'll have like a question mark, then you'll have like a dot await, and then you'll have like another thing that comes out, and then there's like another question mark, and then there's like another await, like if anyone's ever worked with some of those things. And it's just like, man, there are so many things going on in this statement. It's such a terse statement, and so much of this is just difficult, right? I have always hated that. Explicit, I think, yes, there is this. Yes, this is an 8 equals D. I got a good joke that I've been kind of working on. Okay. Yeah, I got a good joke going on there. You have a choice, though, in Rust. You do have a choice But the reality is that 99% of error handling feels like it's just lazily handled and just tossed up. Right? And I just find that there's a lot of behavior mixed in these lines. So when I glaze over something, I don't like to see I don't want to see 90 operations. Right? I find that to be very it's a lot in your head to hold into place.
Over again.
I'm not a
Go
huge
calls
fan of
this
super
explicit
terse-
error handling, and it
super
has its
terse
benefits.
languages.
Good software is predictable and safe. So having to deal with errors explicitly
Did he just say good software is predictable? I could predict these errors are coming out, right?
forces you to acknowledge when something can go wrong and handle it right away.
Yes.
But there is a big difference between being explicit and being repetitive. The language lacks even the simplest tools to streamline error handling. Rob Pike, one of
I don't currently consider that a really big problem. I have yet to really consider that a big problem for me. I don't know. I guess I just don't see it. I just don't see it as I just really don't see it as a huge problem.
Go's creators defended this choice. He argued that explicit, repetitive error checks improve readability and keep control flow obvious. So, in a way, it all boils down to the coding style you prefer. But, let's be honest, people are comparing Go's error handling with solutions offered by Rust, for instance, and they do have a point. There were efforts to improve the situation, and we even had a proposal to add a built-in try mechanism in an attempt to simplify error handling, but it was shut down because the community feared it would ruin Go's simplicity. In the end...
Oh, thank you, baby girl.
Them down with blue. I think the wind's super strong.
Okay. Hey. See ya. Yeah. I've minimally had sex once. You won't understand Arch users. Now that I'm an Arch user myself. I've produced at least one kid. Provable on camera. Provable. But they didn't disappear when you installed Arch. It's true. They didn't disappear. They stuck around.
This is one of those design decisions which you either love or hate. Go's inheritance approach faces the same issues since its creators argue strongly against the complexity of languages like Java. In their view,
Yeah, I agree. I don't want inheritance. I'm okay with this. 75% of code being error. Okay, so I can always tell when someone has never written Go because of this. Like, I can just tell. Like, have you written anything complex in your life? Or do you literally just write, like, 2 calls out to a server? Like, you're right. If you call something that inherently is asynchronous is going to fail, you're going to have to handle errors. But if you've written something of any sort of value, say like a compression or anything that's complex, you're just going to have very little. You're just not going to have that many if errors, right? I make 3 calls to a server. Yeah, okay, then you just haven't written anything complex, right? That's all that means. That's all that means.
Inheritance led to fragile, tangled codebases. As a result, Go's official philosophy is to avoid inheritance and favor
They have
composition.
embedding, though.
This is a fair point, but in running from one problem, they might have created another, especially for developers coming from stricter backgrounds. Embedding in Go might trick you into thinking it's inheritance, but it is actually a different beast entirely.
It's
This
confusing.
approach makes Go code simpler and more predictable in many ways, but it does mean that developers coming from traditional OOP languages need to adjust their thinking. Go isn't trying to be a partial OOP language.
I just don't think embedding's good, just generally speaking. Every time I've used it, I think I've just generally regretted using it. That's all. Good idea, questionable implementation. Yeah, it's just...
It's offering a
It's just
different
weird.
approach to code organization altogether, trading some of the flexibility of inheritance for clarity and simplicity. Go was initially designed without generics, and that decision did limit the language for over a decade. Generics were finally introduced in 2022, but with a design that maintains Go's philosophy of simplicity over flexibility.
Generics are the only thing that has ever been implemented in Go that truly nobody really got what they wanted out of the deal. Like there's some things I like about generics. I have a couple. I like that you can have like a generic. I have a couple like generic JSON things that are really nice. I have like because I have these typed value. I have these boxed values that are going to be, some of them are going to be JSON stringified, and so it can do this JSON stringification, or it can do this JSON parsing via a typed value, and then if it doesn't get the specific type out, it just returns the error, and it can do all. It does like it has some like nice handling and all that, and it uses generics, but you can't use them on method receivers in a way that I like.
While you can now create generic types and functions, there are still limitations. You can define methods on generic types, but you can't add generic methods to non-generic types. Go doesn't support function or operator overloading, and its type-constrained system, while powerful enough for many...
I'm okay with no operator overloading, right? I'm okay with that. Rigid type system, just throw an interface behind it. I mean, that's
use
the whole
cases,
point.
doesn't provide the full expressiveness of traits or type classes found in other languages.
I'm
This
fine with
aligns
that.
with Go's fundamental philosophy of prioritizing clarity and readability over expressiveness. The language encourages explicit, concrete code over complex abstractions. This approach has benefits for maintainability and onboarding new team members, but it can lead to more verbose code in large systems where more sophisticated abstraction mechanisms might reduce duplication. So, at the end of the day, it all boils down to expectations.
Yeah, I mean, but the more sophisticated your abstractions are, the more like time you have to spend thinking about them. I think that's the whole trade-off, is that you can be dumped anywhere in any code in Go code base, and generally speaking, you just like read through it top to bottom, left to right, and you're like, oh, okay, I see what this is doing, right? Like that's supposed to be the thing. You don't have to be like, okay, what does this macro do? Okay, what does this abstraction do? You don't have to like play the game of go back up the hill. You get to have a much simpler time understanding.
And
I think that's
coding
the whole
philosophy.
trade-off.
If you
Even though it's
expect
more
Go to match the
it
development
definitely takes more
experience of a
lines of code to
high-level
express the
language
same
with
thing.
lots of syntactic sugar, you will be disappointed. But if you're looking for a fast, reliable, no-nonsense language that gets out of your way and compiles in milliseconds, Go is the right tool for you. Just go in with your eyes open, because there's a huge difference between liking a language after watching some YouTube videos and actually still enjoying it after maintaining a real-world project with real users, edge cases, and deadlines. I expect this one might hit a few nerves, so please keep it civil in the comments. If you like this video, you should watch one of these ones next. Until next time, thank you for watching.
Yeah, I really, the only thing I honestly didn't like about it is the if error I think there's just like everything else. It was fine. It was fine. I do agree with the channels and multiple values. I think is crazy. Embedded is just kind of out there. You know, the problem about, honestly, the big problem about this video is that they didn't address any things that actually make it Go really annoying to use. Such as, like, if you want to properly use channels, you really need to couple it with context. Because you can accidentally use a channel in such a way that you just get really bricked experiences. Because channels are just like, they're just not quite that, they're just not that great. Right? Like, they're just so close to being great, but they're just good instead. And so then you're just really frustrated with it. And so then you have to have like this whole context game playing around, and then you have to do this whole like select statement on top of them because of just crap and checking, and it's just like, that's annoying. Like, I don't want to have to know if I can't write to a channel, right? Like that's just not a great experience. I don't want to have to play the game of, if you write to this, you could be like exploding things. It's just annoying. I don't want to have that. I don't want to have a function that I have to go check to see, can you even write to it? I don't want to have to do a recover call, right? I just don't want all of that stuff. I want to keep it in a more simple universe. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I just want a more simple universe. A recover call, you can panic and recover some certain things. And if you panic and recover, you can kind of come back from. Like, I hate the fact that there is a try catch in Go, which is panic and recover, and then there's also like standard errors, because there are some things that do panic and recover, and it's just like, right? But there's also some ways you can't really get around it, right? In a web server, there's things that can go wrong. And if you were to write like a proper web server, you probably want to wrap all of your handlers in a panic recover, because you want to make sure that if for whatever reason one of the endpoints panics, you can still recover and keep your web server running. I mean, I guess that's more of a philosophy of argument. One would argue maybe you do want it to actually go down, like maybe you do want it to break and saying, hey, this is the reason why it broke, I guess you could probably make the counter argument. I go kind of back and forth on which one I'd prefer. I don't know. Anyways, there you go. Nice. I still like Go. I still write stuff in Go. I still enjoy Go. But I will be fair. There is a 500 internal error, server does Sudoku. Well, that's the thing, is you can still internal error without Sudokuing. You don't need to solve a bunch of numbers just because you internal error. Like, you can still just be like, I handled the error because it's a value. We just couldn't proceed. It's a 500. Let's go. Not finish the project now. I went in, so my 11 streamer is all in, like, how I do all the voices and handle Twitch chat and all that. That's all done and go. But I am strongly considering Elixir. Like, I might just take the plunge and just start learning how to write servers with Elixir, right? That's what I want. I hear Elixir is truly the best language, and Tej will not stop saying it's the best. TJ, it's really TJ. It's really TJ. It's not even Ryan Winchester. TJ just won't stop building things in Elixir. I think secretly, deep down, Tej says he loves OCaml on the outside, but on the inside, he's just an Elixir boy. That's all he is. He tries to pretend like he's a OCaml guy on the outside. He's an Elixir boy on the inside. Yeah. Is Tej still alive? Yeah, he's still alive. TJ's still alive. Would you consider no LSP challenge for a week? I mean, I've done that a cajillion times. It's not a challenge. I started coding before there was such thing as LSPs. For a long time, coding without an LSP was just called coding. That's all it was. It was just coding. No syntax highlighting, no autocomplete, nothing. Right? I would not try out Gleam. I don't want to use Gleam. I would just use Elixir, right? That's it. Elixir is no language for you. Why not? I want to try Elixir. I want to try pattern matching and stuff like that. I think it could be a lot of fun. Like function level pattern matching to enforce some types and fun stuff. Like, I want to build something with it. Have you done Jai? You've done? I've played around with Jai. It was fun. I built a little IRC client in it, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I don't mind Jai. Jai, there's some cool things about Jai. I think it's a really standard and easy language to use. But I think, like everybody else, the hard part about Jai is that it's a closed language. So if I build something, like, you guys cannot do anything with it. Like, there's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? Elixir is getting a type system little by little. Yeah, I think that's cool. I'm not going to check out Gren. I don't care. Like, I care very little about boutique languages. What I want are languages that are awesome. That's it. Do you consider doing a Closure one day? Nah, I don't care about Closure. He likes boutique coffee, though. I do like boutique coffee. That's true. Required watching Erlang. By the way, TJ, I don't know if you heard me, but I'm just going off about how much you love Elixir. I have stated it is obvious that you love. Oh, this guy's doing some sort of weird self-promoting. What a weird world to live in. What a weird world to live in, to put to your own, to just come into chat and that's all you say. What are you, weird? Kind of weird person, you know what I mean? You prefer Elixir? Yeah, that's fair. I know some people like Helixir. Brother promoted his donation kink. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I'm just not going to click it. I'm the main character. You're the main character, not a virus, I promise. It's SSH. Dog, do you not know how SSH works? It's not your computer that's running, you dummy. It's on someone else's computer, man. SSH is literally, that's what a hacker would say. Super special hacker. That's right. What was that? The guy you banned? I don't know. He just put all his own dumb stuff. Hi, Prime. I'm a dolphin. Hey, dolphin. All right, guys. Let's check out the next thing. There's this thing that I've been wanting to look at. It's been kind of on here for a while. It's the curse of knowing how. I'm curious about this. Hey, thank you, my man. The curse of knowing how. Or, semicolon, to fix everything. I think there's a lot of good stuff here. I think we got a lot of good stuff. And my guess is this is going to be the never-ending pain of having to never actually do the thing. You turn into Hal. I would assume this article, without even looking at it, has the Hal meme. You know the Hal meme where he's just like, have you switched the light yet, Hal? And it's just like him underneath the car, and he's like, what do you think I'm trying to do? Right? You know the Hal meme. That was a good one. Need to like it. That was a good one. Boom. Liked. Absolutely liked. Are you planning on learning Swift? No. I like Swift. I think theoretically Swift could be a really great language. It's something that I could really like. But I think that I just want to, use Elixir. I think I kind of want to go a little bit more functional and just really kind of try out something just on that side of the spectrum and do that, right? Right. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I just want to try functional for a bit. Editcom article. Swift has the largest tooling to language greatness gap. The language is super nice, but the tooling is abhorrent. Yeah, see, I don't know how true or false this statement is, but it's really, really difficult to have good... Like, there's few languages that have great tooling, right? Few languages have great tooling. When you turn 18, let's see. When you turn 18, society asks young men to pick one of these two as their role model. If these are the only two forms of masculinity available to us, I am straight up quitting Vim. To be completely fair, this guy did not use Vim. This guy does use Vim, okay? This guy thought Vim was stupid, by the way. I would just like to let you know, this is when I was doing a startup and I was using NetBeans. This is what an average NetBeans user looked like. I just want to let you know, this is average NetBeans. This is average Vim user. This is 15 years ago. So, just FYI. Just FYI. Now you're using Arch? Exactly. Vim cures. That's right. NetBeans degenerate. It's a pipeline. Very nice shorts. Thank you. Those are very nice shorts. I think that NetBeans, guys, deserves my Prime sub. Well, appreciate that. That would be great. Yeah, this is what happens. I wonder what I'm going to look like with my Nix OS phase. By the way, I figured that I'd like kind of level myself up. I kind of, you know what I mean? So I kind of leveled myself up a little bit. Oh, wow. I love that if you click on your profile icon while you're live, it takes you to the video. But if you click on it while it's false, it takes you to your icon. I use Arch, by the way. It's now official. It's now official. I am telling other people that I use Arch because I really wanted to make sure that like I was able to be out there. You know, like I want to be a good Arch user. Yeah. I'm like a good Arch user now, by the way. Yeah. I'm proper there. Ondono, thank you for that Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. What's your current Linux environment setup? I already have. It's all public. It's on my .dev. It's on my dev repo. Code rarely codes. Okay, thank you for the Twitch Prime. My man, appreciate that. And Jake, let's go. Thank you, One Shot Prescott. Dude, you must be so designed to use AI. The Balsa, thank you for the tier 1. I was just thinking of learning Go. Perfect timing. Yeah, there's a great. I still use Go pretty regularly. Thank you for the 52 months. That's crazy. SJ Crafty, Andrea Scars. Thank you. Season 1. Thank you for the Twitch Prime and Eflim. Thank you for the tier 1. Mephisto Death. Dude, I ran Act 5. I was a Mephisto owner. Okay. A Bahoner. Thank you very much. Ortho Magic. Thank you for the brand new tier 1. Ortho Magic. Let's go. Otho Magic. Brand new tier 1. Wife and kids and uses Arch. Pick your fucking lane. Wow. Okay. Calm down. Let's not curse. Okay. Bremo. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. I can come. I use come pretty regularly. Elijah, I think you got some splaining to do because the rest of us are really confused by that statement, and we don't know exactly what to do with it. Busted makes me feel good. Are you asking for what I think you're asking for? Elijah, I'm going to give you a moment to like explain yourself. It's the opposite of go. Nice. It's true. Bustin' makes me feel good. Yeah. Ow! This is good. Ideal gooning schedule for learning Vim. I'm not sure what that means, but I believe if you're asking me what I think you're asking, join us following Ghostbusters. Okay, awesome. Ideal gooning schedule would be none. Okay. Abstinence till marriage is obviously the Vim way. First time chatter giving me what appears to be a vagina. I'm just going to assume that's vaginal. Oh no, I did the thing again. Is this a vaginal? It's not. You're lucky. That's almost a dick in the guy's mouth, though. Looks like somebody off of Clay Animations. Okay, are you guys ready to go to the next thing? Weird form. That's a weird form with a joint. It looks like something off of Clay Fighters from the Super Nintendo. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go pee now, and then let's go to the next thing. Yeah. Okay, good. Pee time. Nice deep cut on Clay Fighters. Thank you. It was definitely Clay Fighters. My wife has made me no jars of mayonnaise lately, so I'm eating cheese. Anyways. Is that a Kraft single? Dude, I'm not a child. No. Okay? First off, it's a good Kobe cheese slice, okay? Let's see, ask your kids to make you a sandwich, unsubbing to prevent, to prevent from vomiting. Really? You don't like cheese? You're not, like, what? I hate cheese? How? Are you lactose? Are you intolerant? Bro's so intolerant. That's his problem. He's like, oh, I'm super intolerant. Therefore, I hate everything you like. Cool. Cool, it's not my fault. You're genetically insuperior to me. Okay? Some of us are just genetic animals out here destroying cheese. Okay? Dude. What was that? Raw fish? I'll eat that. What is that? Cheese? I'll eat that. What is that? Meat? I'll eat that. Inferior? Yeah. My genetics aren't like, oh, it's milk. I don't have the enzymes. Ah! Right? My body's like, yeah, I got enzymes for that. Don't worry. Hey, don't worry, dog. Toss the cheese down your old throat. It's not worried. It's not like, oh, I don't have the enzymes. Right? Bro just dissed 90% of Asian. Yeah, I feel bad about that. That sucks. That has to be really, really hard. Just growing up and not getting the ability to process cheese. Like that, I feel like that would be sad. I would be sad. I like cheese. Prime hates Asia, confirmed. Is it true that it's all, like, what parts of Asia have a lactose problem? Because Asia's like a big ass place. Not India? Not India? I think Japan does for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you cheesed in StarCraft. Dude, I cheesed hard. I absolutely did. Right? It's an East Asia thing. That's very interesting. It's super interesting that that just is a spawn mechanic. Right? To be completely fair, like, I can't diss people for having some weak genes, because I also, as a Norwegian, I have the ability to eat raw fish and get less parasites, but the exact set of genes make me 10 times more likely to get lung cancer from smoking. So it's like, I got some weak ass genes. Like, dude, put a little smoke in my lungs and I'm like, ah! You know? It's just like, that's just like a Norwegian specialty. My spawn mechanic's a little bit weird. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know, I can't even smoke, dude. I did all I want to do, right? Can't believe I'm following a Norwegian. Yeah, I know. Smoked fish paradox. I know, it really is. Weak airbags, exactly. See, you guys get it. Spawn mechanics are weird. I don't understand it. You got a genetic buff plus a debuff. Everybody does. It's like everybody. There's no just. It kind of seems like most people don't just get a buff. I mean, I understand there's like a couple people that just come out the gates and they're just like, Usain Bolt, and he runs and goes like this and beats world records. Like, okay, he won the genetic spawning lottery of the universe. The rest of us can't do that. Dude, I run a little bit and I'm like, my knees are hurting. I'm weak. Damn it. Yeah, I didn't spend enough time on the character creation set. I know. Dude, I just spawned with some debuffs. Old, yeah. I spawned with some debuffs, you know what I mean? My 11-year-old can run a 400 faster than me. Right? I know. 400. Bro's talking about cheese and lactose intolerant on a coding channel. Bro, should take DMT trip for clarification. Dude, that's insane to say. I would never do that. Did you ever run as a child? Yeah, yes, I did run as a child. I did very normal child things. Yeah, I've also seen this. I have a good friend, and I didn't know this was a thing until just like a few years ago. That there are groups of people that can't consume alcohol without like flushing and various things, which is strange. I didn't even know that was like a mechanic. The Asian glow is real. Yeah, I've heard about this. I have a friend who was like explaining it to me, and I just didn't believe him. I was like, that's not real. Dude, drank some alcohol, and he was glowing. I was like, what is this? It's real. That can't be real. That can't be real. Then I just shocked. What's your 400? My best time was 52 seconds. That's insane. 52 seconds, you're like getting near you're like a couple seconds off. Like Olympic level. Right? Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Hey, thank you, Mythbusters. Appreciate the Elden Latte. Appreciate that. Starting to prep for the technical interview. Let's go. It's just crazy. Crazy how the world works. All right. Let's do this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go to the next thing, the curse of knowing everything. All right. Let's go. You guys ready? You guys ready? The curse of knowing how or fixing everything. Okay. Let's see. In appreciation, if you have a second to spare, please see the post-mortem section below. We'll see the post-mortem section. It starts innocently. You rename a batch of files with a 10-line Python script, or you alias a common git command to shave off 2 keystrokes. Maybe you build a small shell function to format a JSON from the clipboard. By the way, a big rule in my life is that I don't try to create like basic convenience scripts. I used to be the person that would do like GS for git status, do GP for like git push, origin master. Like I did a lot of those exact things in my life to kind of prevent, to like save some keystrokes. It's not worth it. It honestly is not. Damn, me right now. It's not worth it. I just don't think you should do it.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
Thank you on account of. I just don't do it anymore. All right, I just keep everything. I get status. You know what I mean? I check my memory of Zen browser like a normal person using sed and VMRSS. And how am I using this much memory? I just am. Not sure really why. But here we go. I got 12 gigawatts of memory going on right now. That's just what my browser's using. Okay, I only have 16 available in the system, and I'm using 12. I'm using 12 for my browser. All right, git push friendship is all you need. That's true. Git push friendship is all you really need in life anyways. You're not even trying to be clever. You're just solving tiny problems. It's true. This is such a good statement. Holy cow, this article is awesome already off the rip. I love this so dang much because this is just such a disaster area. And you can forever spin your gears on making these little one-off things that don't actually do anything. Because, like, is it really hard here? Here, Vim test. Is it really hard to do something like this? Foo bar, right? Is it really do you really need something that's like a cat JSON file and then you hand in a file? Or can you just literally just go like JQ? Do I even have JQ on this? Okay, I do. You can just JQ. You can just JQ test, right? Like, is it like this guy? There you go. You can like JQ test. Like you can just do that. Like that's just an available option. Like why do you gotta? Right? Why do you gotta be like that? You know, it's also fun to do, by the way. Like just using things that are available to hope. Then the air in the room changes. It suddenly becomes something else. It becomes you should. And from that moment forward, the world is broken in new and specific ways that only you can see.
This is the reality check.
Let's go. I'm loving this. This is so good. This is so so good because it is absolutely true. Thank you, by the way, for the couple subs. I appreciate that. Is he describing me? He's describing all of us in some way. And this is actually, honestly, this kind of mentality is actually what made me make, I'd say, my worst Netflix tool. Hold on one second. I bet you it's my beautiful wife. It is my beautiful wife. Yes, darling? Oh, now? Oh, crap. No, I haven't. I can do it right now. Yeah, I can do it right now. All right, love you. Guys, I have to be right back. I realized I haven't taken a plow off a truck. I need 5 minutes. I gotta go take my plow off my truck. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, and then we'll chat. Give me a second. I gotta be right back. No, you, TJ, you will not.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
Yo, hey. All right. TJ could be halfway through the article by now. True. Did you hear about the system leaks getting the system problems getting leaked? Sure, link me. I haven't heard about this. You highlighted the full line. I must have been pretty disheveled. Link me. Dude, snow's not the only thing I'm plowing. Been plowing my field as well. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? TJ was so funny while you gone. Of course, TJ's pretty standard funny. The leak just shows Cursor, Windsurf, and all the others are exact copies. Can you show the link? Does anyone have a link? Okay, does anyone have a link? Show link and Vagine. All right. I'm moving on. All right, so this is actually how I created the worst tool I have ever created at Netflix, which was called the Memory Reporter, which would take every single JavaScript engine allocation and associate it with a place in code. And so that way we could see which libraries were using too much code, so that way between changes you can kind of see what the whole system's doing. But at the end of the day, the obvious thing actually is when there's too much memory, then you just simply use the Chrome thing and you just debug at runtime, right? It's the exact same thing. It's like creating a shortcut that's not really needed, because 90% of the time, 95% of the time, 99% of the time, you don't need to look at the memory usage on the TV. You only need to look at it when you exceed a threshold. Then you go, what did I do? Aw, crap, look at that. I can see by just using V8 in a memory sampler, I somehow 10x the memory in RxJS or whatever. Okay, here we go. Fixed. The end. It was my biggest mistake. Did you know that VS Code is just a cursor is just a fork? Hell yeah, bro. Wait, what? Full v0 cursor, Manus, same.dev, lovable, Devon, Replit agent, Windsurf agent, VS Code agent, Dia browser. Really? How do you know that these are even true? All right, we'll look at this here in a moment. How do you know that someone's not just like, it's faked? Okay. Awesome. Bro, I don't want to go play Find the Needle in the Haystack, okay? Just saying. I don't want what you're offering. All right, let's get back to the article. Flip, you're going to have to edit out this I'm side questing a little bit, so you got to edit out that stuff. It has literally nothing to do with the article, and it will just be dumb to keep it in. All right, you're not even trying to be clever. You're just solving tiny problems, making the machine do what it should have done in the first place, and then something happens. You cross the threshold. We've already read this. Here we go. I've already done this, and we've done this one. Technical capability as a moral weight. Before I could program, broken software was frustrating but ignorable. For years, I simply used a computer as a consumer. What companies were concerned with tricking into buyer their... Wait, hold on. I gotta reread that. Either I misread it or it's miswritten. I can't tell. I was what companies were concerned with tricking into buying their products or subscribing to their services, not the technical geek that they prefer to avoid with their software releases or banning from their games based on an OS. Okay. Now, it has become provocative. I can see the patterns that I wish I couldn't, find oversights that I can attribute to certain understanding or lack thereof of a certain concept, and I can hear what has been echoing in the head of computer illiterate persons who conjure the program I have to debug. There is something that is magical about being able to look at a bug and be like, I think I know why this is happening. I think I can just see from what it is. I think I can just guess it. There is something magical about that. Plowing, done. Articles now. Yapping, always. Okay, that's slightly wrong. We are going to have the stand-up here in 37 minutes. Have you ever tried the Helix Editor? Yes, I have. Okay, hey, thank you, T2. Appreciate the raid. And also, I saw that there was a nice sub. So, hey, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Mercator, appreciate that. And all for the games. Thank you very, very much. I don't know how to go back to the tab I just was in, so I just have to open this up and go here. All right, I notice flaws like a good surgeon notices a limp. Why the hell does this site... Do surgeons notice limps? First off, one would assume an orthopedic surgeon would notice limps, okay? That would be like maybe something specific, you know? You know what I mean? It seems a little kind of crazy that it's just like all surgeons. Okay, why the hell does this site send 10 megabytes? Okay, now that is something I do notice. I can't help but to find simple marketing websites and then looking at how much JavaScript is actually brought down. Like it just annoys me. I'm not going to say who, but there was a particular piece of SaaS software that literally was just 3 panels. Like here's what we are, here's what it costs to use us. That's it was the website. It was like 1.6 megabytes of JavaScript. Obviously, they used compression and all that, so it's sent down to like 450 kilobytes of JavaScript. But it's just, you look at that and you're just like, really? It's like, there's literally nothing on this page. How do you do that? Laughs and Jira. Laughs and Jira. Why is the CLI output not parsable by awk? I guess I don't have that too often. I would do the other way, which is, why is the help menu going on standard error? Standard error help menus, I believe those to be a curse. Okay, I'm just saying, when I say -- help and it goes out on standard error, I think you've done something wrong. Okay, I think you've done something wrong. Not me, you. Okay, why is the config hard-coded when it could be declarative? Those things are not just questions, they are accusations, and unfortunately, they do not stop. I love this fact that this is such a great insight. There is this weird sense that happens in people where, like, just like me with the help menu and standard error versus standard out, it's not that it's wrong, it's that it's, like, morally wrong. Standard error for a help menu is morally wrong. You're asking why. It's very, very simple. Okay. It's very, very simple. Sometimes you have to go like prog, help, grep, some crap. I don't want to have to hit him with that, okay? This is, see that ampersand? That made it go from something that's a nice searching utility into a morally corrupt system that needs to be fought and destroyed. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay? Those things are not questions, they're accusations, and unfortunately, they do not stop. Now that I have learned to notice, my perception of software has changed in its entirety. Every piece of software becomes a to-do list. Every system becomes a scaffolding for a better one. Every inconvenience becomes an indictment of inaction. You know, there's part of me that, dude, I can totally feel that in the sense that when I come here and I do that whole like Zen browser thing, and I see that my Zen browser is taking up of 12.4 gigawatts, I sit here and think, like, how does that happen, right? We're just drawing some rectangles on the screen. That's all that is. It's just text and rectangles. That's all that's going on here. Yet even this curse of knowing probably is using hundreds of megabytes for this specific tab, which is just mind-blowing, right? But It's probably because I'm just super ignorant. That's it. It's probably just me being super, super ignorant more than anything else. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Like Camus's Sisyphus, we are condemned to push the boulder of our own systems uphill. One fix, one refactor, one script at a time, but unlike the story of Sisyphus, the curse is not placed onto you by some god. We built the boulder ourselves and we keep polishing it on the way up. Self-inflicted Sisyphus. It's true. It's true. I feel like I've said this quite a few times, but every line of configuration you add or every line of code you add to your system to make it unique to you is not uniformly a benefit. It's probably more likely a liability. Right? There's a huge chance that everything you're adding is not a moat. It does not make it better. It just makes it into a liability. Also, Sisyphus, isn't this a name? Isn't this also a name of a great Netflix Korean action drama romance? Yeah. Yeah, it was. Sci-fi. Myth of Sisyphus. Yeah. Syphilis. Syphilis is a little bit different. I watched it. Netflix ad placement. I watched it. Okay, I watched it. Okay, hey, come on. It's not like it's Netflix. This is not a Netflix stream, dog, okay? This is not a Netflix stream. I just like to stand here like this. Oh, I love to work. I'm just standing here. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just standing here, just doing my normal stuff, okay? Anyways, I've lost count of how many projects I've started that began with some variation of, yeah, I could build this, but better. This is actually my motto in life, is that I could build software better than every last person. I just don't want to build it. I don't want to build that. Oh, browser? Nah, I'll just give Ladybird some money to do it. I don't want to build it. I could build it better. I just don't want to.
As a compulsive victim of the golden trap got her minds out, but with a skill level of iron pyrite, I greatly appreciate you posting to...
Until, of course, I became the legacy. You know, that's like, dude, that's the question you should always ask yourself, especially if you're a tools engineer for a company. Not every problem needs to be solved. Not every insight is needed. It's about what like actually buys real value into your life. Again, I always come back to something like Sessionizer or Harpoon or even Telescope I teach, is that it's solving a real problem that you do 1,000 times. It's not solving the problem just because you don't really like it, right? Until I become the legacy, you become the legacy. This is because what you wrote, what you've done is no longer actively maintained by you, and it now has its quirks. It now has its own problems, and you are now the problem itself. The reason why you didn't like using the standard version was that the standard version had something you didn't like about it. Now you build your own. As times change, as opinions change, what ends up happening? The thing that you built no longer is the thing you like. Therefore, you are the legacy. You are the problem. You either need to go build a new one, or you need to give up the ghost, and just use the standard one and learn it. Yeah. I am always the problem. I am, yes. Kafka once wrote that a cage went in search of a bird. That is like, that's the greatest quote in the this is software engineer. That is software engineering. This is what these projects can become. And empty systems we keep building, waiting for purpose, for clarity, for salvation? I'm not sure how else you would call this pursuit. Entropy is undefeated. Now let's go back to when we didn't know better. Software doesn't stay solved. Every solution you write starts to rot the moment it exists. Not now, not later, but eventually. Libraries deprecate. APIs change. Performant regressions creep in. Your once perfect tool breaks silently because libfoo shoutout is now libfoo shoutout too. When I was running some of like the special Netflix TV stuff, I can't tell you how many times I had to go in and like delete symlinks and then relink it to a different version of libfoo 2. Like this is real. This is real. This is great. The footnote scares me. Nix solves this, or does it? Nix was a can of worms on its own. Nix is funny. All right. I have had scripts silently fail because a website changed its HTML output. That's crazy that you'd have scripts based on HTML, but I guess I get it. I have the configuration formats break because upstream version bumps. I have had Docker containers die because Alpine Linux rotated a mirror URL. There's a deep pain there. There's a deep pain in this. You can feel it in the words. The words themselves just let you know. In each case, the immediate emotional response was not just inconvenience, but something that moroso resembles guilt, or more so, moroso, more. I can read, trust me. More so resembles guilt. Let me just reread that whole sentence, for everybody else. I was trying to like moroso. In each case, the immediate emotional response was not just inconvenience, but something that more so resembles guilt. I built this, and I do know better. How could I have not foreseen this? Time to fix it. This is like one of the great arguments here is an argument for defaults. Use as many defaults as you possibly can. Here's how extreme I've taken it. For the last 8 years, I have always used Alt as my mod key on i3. I've switched to Hyperland. I now went super. It's been a hard journey. I still often use the wrong key. But I use that because now I can use Alt, and I can use Alt and switch keys. By the way, that third key with Andrew Tate on it, it's somebody making fun of. This is a tweet. Okay, so just in case you didn't see the context, this is not what you think it is. You know what I mean? It's not what you think it is. Okay, it's different. Okay, it's different. Trust me, bro. This is different. Hey, it's different, okay? If you replace every part of the system over time, is it still the same tool? Does it still serve the same purpose? Do you? Ooh. The illusion of finality. I think we lie to ourselves. If I just get this set up right, I'll never touch it again. I can relate. Pretty heavy to this. To be completely fair, I mean, the problem about this article is it's so right, and I just keep denying that I don't do it, but I do this. If you go to my dev scripts, you'll see that I have something called run. Whoopsies, I'm in Tmux Sessionizer. You can see something that I have called run. Run is how I install all my scripts. Okay? I have something called devenv. This is how I recopy through all the scripts that I want to be a part of my developer environment. I am the problem. I write my own scripts. I never have to do this again, right? Right? I don't know. Here I am. Here I am doing it again. If I just write this one tool, my workflow will be seamless. I did write that tool because I wanted to be able to have my operating system up and running in less than 20 minutes with everything that I have on it. What happened to using Stow? I don't like symlinks, I've decided. That's why I quit using Stow. So I literally wrote my own version of Stow. I am the problem, okay? I literally am the problem. Why? It's very, very simple. You get into this bad habit of editing files in weird spots, and then accidentally you forget to add it to your repo, and then you don't actually save that as part of your environment because you're so used to like symlinks and all that. So I actually force myself that if I want configuration, I have to add it to my savable Git remote, my own Git repository, and then I copy everything in. Right? Let's see, do you think you are better than us for using that OS with the terminal and not using Windows like the rest of us mortals? Most developers don't use, I guess I can't say most. A good portion of developers don't use Windows anyway, so this is maybe a plurality uses Windows, but maybe the plurality uses some sort of Unix system. So do I think I'm better than you guys? I mean, honestly, do you actually think that's a real question to ask? Yes. Yes, I do think I'm better than you. Brother, you're on Windows. What are you, a gamer? Okay, I'm a dev. I'm on Arch. I've updated my Twitter profile to say the word, I use Arch, by the way, in my image, okay? I'm obviously better than you. Stupid answer, dog. If I automate this, I'll save time forever. That's so good. I love this. Write once, run everywhere. My ass. It's write once, debug everywhere. Slight alteration on that phrase. Just the world's tiniest change. And that's it. 720 by 60 stream, by the way. Oh, no, it's not a 720 by 60 stream. See, here's the thing, is you say that, but that's actually because you're just outing yourself as obviously a technology insufficient individual. Because like if I pause this and you look at my stream, what is my stream quality at? Mine's at 1440 60 source. See, I'm over here on 1440. It's you who has bad internet or bad monitor. Not my fault. It's your fault, loser. It is, I admit, a seductive lie. It frames programming as a conquest of sorts, a series of battles you win or challenges you complete. But the imaginary war never ends. You don't build a castle, you dig trenches, and they flood every time it rains. The trials are never complete. True. There's some battles that I want to have, though. I think that's the thing, is there's some trenches you like digging. Maybe the argument should not be don't dig trenches or don't think of it as battles, but figure out why you like certain trenches and dig the hell out of those trenches. Hell yeah, I like that. Technical work as emotional regulation. On the theme of fulfilling this post with literary references, let me quote the Stoic Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Castles also require maintenance. Some would argue that castles require more maintenance than a trench. Okay, the maintenance is much more complex also on a castle. Also, based on South Park, Mongolians are going to come and try to destroy your city wall. Okay? You build a city wall, and they're going to attack it. That's what I've learned. Based, perhaps. But programming lures us into believing we can control the outside events. That is where the suffering begins. There is something deeper happening here. This is not just about software. I believe sometimes building things is how we self-soothe. We write a new tool or a script because we are in desperate need for a small victory. We write a new tool because we are overwhelmed. Refactor Refactor it, not because the code is messy, but your life is. We chase the perfect system because it gives us something to hold onto when everything else is spinning. This is a lesson I've been taking from using NixOS. You know, I've always said that I think one of the greatest cures to burnout is not avoiding work, but working on things you really love. Working on things that kind of bring you joy, being able to find the joy in programming, not just simply the completion of another task at work in which never ends, a constant line of just, or a constant circle of doing the same thing over and over again. So maybe this is the exact same thing. Maybe it's not about simply working on something that you like. Maybe it is really creating these victories, creating these good times in a world where you just constantly are working. Like, honestly, at this point, working on Mordoria, it's a real ass job. There's a lot of Lua here. There's a lot of work. It takes a long time to do anything now. Things are breaking. You have to, like, every little change you make, writing your own UI system, there's a lot of work into creating good animations and good events. Like, it's actually just real work at this point. Yeah, I mean, there's 26,000 lines of Lua. It's just really easy to have to do. It's now just real work. But and so I understand this because I do like the side quests. You know, ricing my Linux and getting a good little experience and having this little like me knowing that my server's up and running. It was like a small victory while I'm building a bigger game, and it makes me feel happy on the inside. We write a new tool because we are overwhelmed. It's true. It's a good way to escape. Honestly, this might be a kind of maybe an overreaching statement, so take it in, not in finality. Don't take it as like prescriptive, but just descriptive, in the sense that I think most of life is finding a method to cope. Yeah. I have written entire applications just to avoid thinking about why I was unhappy. Programming gives you instant feedback. You run the thing and it works, or it doesn't, and you fix it. Either way, you're doing something. I have procrastinated work with work. True and factual. I think we all have. That kind of agency is addictive. Especially when the rest of life, it doesn't offer it. We program because we can, even when we shouldn't, because at least it gives us something to rebel against. The burnout you don't see coming. Burnout does not come from overwork. It comes from over-responsibility. Interesting. Okay? And programming, once internalized deeply enough, makes everything feel like your responsibility. The bloated website, the inefficient script, the clunky onboarding process at your job, you could fix it. So why aren't you? You know, I used to have this problem. I quit having this problem after trying to fix Netflix's build system for the TV once. That's kind of where this whole, like, I could fix everything turned into I can fix things that I want to spend my time on. You know? It's like, I don't want to fix that problem anymore. Like, that problem is boring, and it's long, and it's arduous, and I could do it. It's just I don't want to spend the 200 hours doing it. The truth you are very well aware of is that you can't fix it all. You know this. You always knew it, regardless of your level of skill. But try telling that to the part of your brain that sees every inefficiency as a moral failing. Nietzsche warned of gazing too long into the abyss, but he did not warn what happens when the abyss is a makefile or a 30,000-line code TypeScript project. Dude, come on, dude. Nietzsche, my boy. How did Nietzsche not know this? Learning to let go. Is this a reference to using golang because it's easier? So where is the exit? Is this akin to Sartre's depiction of hell, where hell is other people and how they interact with your software? Or is it some weird backwards hell where people create software that you have to interact with? The first step is to recognize that not everything broken is yours to fix. Do people actually suffer from this problem? Type 1 in chat if you actually feel like everything that's broken is your responsibility to fix. Really? I see some ones. I see a shocking amount of ones. I think at one point, I think depending on the size in which I own the project, that's true or false. Right? When it comes to the game we're building, it feels true because it's my project. I own it from soup to nuts. When we open source the game and allow you to create various parts of it, I feel that ownership. Right? Yes, when I'm working with you. Thank you, TJ. But I mean, I do mean this. I think this is a really important kind of step here, which is that I think your level of ownership definitely directly conflicts in this. I do think there's something underlying here that he's missing. Not every tool needs replacing. Not every bad experience is a call to action. Sometimes it's okay to just use the thing. Sometimes it's enough to know why it's broken, even if you don't fix it. Sometimes the most disciplined thing you can do is walk away from the problem you know how to solve. There's a kind of strength in that. No apathy, no. Or not apathy, no, nor laziness, just restraint. Yeah, it's because you don't want to adopt it, because once you fix it, I don't subscribe to the Uncle Bob thought that like once you change it, it's now yours to own. But it's just also, not every problem has to be your problem. A new kind of skill. What if the real skill isn't technical mastery, or better yet, what if it's emotional clarity, knowing which problems are worth the energy, knowing which projects are worth maintaining, knowing when you're building to help, when you are building to cope, knowing when to stop. I think what he's saying is wisdom. A lot of people mistake intellect and wisdom, but the most easy and simple definition to know the difference is intellect is the ability to solve a problem. Wisdom is knowing which problem is worth solving. This is what I'm trying to learn now. After the excitement, after the obsession, after the burnout, I'm trying to let things stay a little broken because I've realized I don't want to fix everything. I just want to feel okay in a world that often isn't. I can fix something, but not everything. This is good. This is really, really good. This is really good advice, by the way. I absolutely love this. You learn how to program, you learn how to fix things, but the hardest thing you'll ever learn is when to leave them broken. And maybe that's the most useful maybe that's the most, oh my gosh, and maybe that's the most human skill of all. A postmortem. On the 6th of May, this post has blown up on Hacker News. First of all, thank you for your support and the kind words that I've received on various platforms. That's really nice. Especially blowing up on Hacker News. There's probably a bunch of people saying a bunch of stupid stuff. This post was not written with any other intention than getting some things off, oh my gosh, I'm reading like a robot, off my chest and off my mind. But it is humbling to see that it has resonated with many different people of various origins. What surprised me the most was that it seems to resonate with people outside the field of tech as well. So it seems the problem is not as exclusive to something as arcane as programming. No, you could just think of it as cleaning the house. You could always make things cleaner. When was the last time you dusted the floorboards, right? There's just like so many things that can keep on going and keep on going. Everything has this infinite to-do list that you have to realize what should be broken. Thank you. Thank you also to those who were kind enough to point out some small technical flaws in the site that I now feel compelled to fix, and those who pointed out small typos I've forgotten to push after storyboarding. It was also quite valuable in the sense that I was able to see my web server configuration is in fact able to handle a lot of traffic. There was no downtime aside from a small hiccup after I messed up a configuration option while trying to relax my rate limits to give the influx of readers a nicer experience. Oh, that's lovely. Lastly, I want to thank you all that left their insight about my post, my writing, etc. as comments on Hacker News or Lobster RS. I have no doubt missed some, but know that it matters a lot to me. Of course, feel free to contact me directly via email. Ooh, that feels very ballsy. Or any other method you prefer as detailed in the About page. And let me know what could be better. Thank you, and all the best. Raf. Very, very lovely. Very, very lovely. This is fantastic. The email one is funny, just because my email is out there. Like, one of my non-personal emails anymore is out there. And now that I have it out there, I receive an email all the time, like letting me know that I have morally failed people. in a continuous sense. So just so you know, having your email out there, your next article is going to say something, and people are going to call you a moral failure. Like I went on the Lex Friedman podcast. I was a moral failure. I watched some video. I watched PewDiePie install Arch Linux. I was a moral failure, right? Like it happens on the regular, and this will happen to you as well. And it will be things that you will not see coming. But good luck. Great article. And this was honestly a fantastic insight. But I really do think there is something to this. When you have the things that you love that were supposed to be your freedom become a liability, it is a soul-crushing thing in a completely unique way that is just like, it's very difficult to describe. The name is ThePrimeagen. If you use unsalted butter, you are a moral failure. I agree with that. I mean, obviously. All right, I got to be right back, and then the stand-up is starting, right? The stand-up is starting. Okay, here. There you go. I opened it, but it's time for the stand-up, dog. I have it opened right there. All right, I will look at this. Senior devs are faster. They are dodging the problems you're forced to solve. Oh, that looks like a great one. We'll definitely look at that one Monday or Tuesday. But for now, let me do a quick edit. I'm not sure what to say other than so much is wrong in tech. The stand-up. That's what we're calling it. I don't know what else to call this one right now. So we're just going to do the thing, okay? All right, I don't know how else to say this. So just let it be what it needs to be, okay? All right. All right, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to be gone for a bit. Okay, hey, have a good one. I'll be right back. And then it's time to get started. Let's go right here. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, Monochrome, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. That's entirely too nice. I really appreciate it. Honestly, I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Holy cow. All right, everybody. I like this song. You know what? I don't know what happened to me, but I became a fan of 2016 ARPG hype music. You know what I mean? Did this happen to you? When's the Kai collab? I like how you call him CNAT. When the Kai CNAT collab? I don't know. That'd be sweet. I'd go over to his house and hang out. That'd be radical. All right, here we go. I am using headphones. All right. It is time to join the studio.
Vegan donuts
It's
are
not
way
gonna work out
crazier
this
than
time.
normal ones for some reason. Oh,
Hey, hi.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, what up?
Hey.
Hello.
Are you still streaming?
Yeah, I'm still streaming. What do you mean, am I still streaming?
Okay. I'm just trying to understand how this works.
Well, you are now in
Dax is facing. Yeah, you gotta
Dax
move
is
Dax
facing the wrong way. Let me fix that just for you, Dax.
He's in timeout right now.
Boarded.
There we go.
He's got it.
Yeah, I got it. There you go. You're now in the right position.
Now I'm looking to trash.
Yeah, TJ, you're kind of off to the side now. Dude, I can't fix this if you guys are all looking one direction, okay?
No, it's okay. This is just where I look to go see some extra things with chat. Now we're gonna look when we're talking.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Guys, we have an action-packed day today, and we have a new set of guests on today. And by a new set, I mean just Dax. Now, Dax has officially stated that he is better than Trash. Is this true?
We're gonna have chat
It's
vote
not fair.
at the end.
Dax has a cult following. It's not fair.
We're gonna have chat vote who to vote off.
Yes.
And they're gonna be permanently banned from the stand-up.
It's true. So, chat, at
We
the
should
end of
do
this, we're gonna do a poll if you like Dax or Trash, and whoever loses. Not only has to leave the stand-up, I'm going to go back through the previous YouTube videos and blur out their face. So if Trash loses, he's gone forever. Okay?
Gonna put a canceled sticker on him for each one.
Yep. All right. The Ultimate Showdown. By the way, Dax, if you could raise your volume just a touch, that would be great on our side, but it doesn't really matter because ultimately this is a YouTube video.
Here, it's fixed, right?
Oh, oh my gosh, a little too loud.
It's
Let's
so
turn it
good.
down.
No, I love that.
Let's turn it down just
Love that.
How about now?
Okay, there
Like
you go.
that?
That's perfect. The problem is TJ, he can't be like so loud that everybody else is nothing. I have to, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You guys are absurdly loud. Okay.
Yeah. Can you keep the microphone near you? That'd be great. Okay, everybody ready to do this? So we have a spicy one today, and I just wanted to start off with what I consider the greatest thing that I've ever seen in my lifetime, which is there is a new URL browser. But before I should do an intro, right? Hey, everybody, this is the stand-up. Guess what?
I thought we already did the intro.
We did not do it properly. This is the stand-up. We have with us Dax, TJ, and Trash Dev. At the end of this, we're going to determine who actually has to leave the stand-up permanently, whether it be Trash or Dax. But before we begin, now that we can
I can't
begin.
tell if this is a joke, and it's stressing me out.
It's not a joke. It's
It's
100%
not a
real.
joke.
No way you didn't already do the intro, though.
Okay, maybe I
Josh,
already did the
leave
intro.
it in.
I couldn't
Josh,
remember.
leave it in.
Okay, hey, take it out.
Leave it in.
Josh, take it out. All right, so I was going to say we're going to talk about URLs, but we're going to actually start with the better one. Are you ready for this, Dax? I want to hear your opinion right away on this. Okay, this is the most important part of it all. You may not be able to see this unless if you're in on the stream, but Elizabeth Holmes' partner has a new blood testing startup. That's right. Elizabeth, who has been known for scamming medical stuff based on blood startups, has now officially started another blood startup. Are you ready for this? Is this going to actually happen? Has tech reached its pinnacle ridiculousness that if you start an AI company and it doesn't matter who you are, you get millions of dollars of funding?
I think this is a great idea off the bat. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay,
look. Who in the world has thought about blood testing more? Probably her. And she's like in jail.
People that put her in jail?
Yeah, she's in jail, right?
I'm saying she knows everything she's done wrong. I'm sure every day of her life, she was probably like, if only I did this one thing different. The one thing being not the fraud. Like she probably has learned her lesson, right? Like, it was a big lesson.
Yeah,
like,
what,
everyone
Prime?
made
You don't
fun of her.
believe in second chances, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, the from meth to Netflix guy. Really, he doesn't believe in second chances.
So what I don't know is I don't know the recidivism rate on scamming people when it comes to blood testing or when it comes to medical testing magic software. So I don't know if if it's 100% or 0%.
It's going to be 100% if you don't support this. Is the point here?
Yeah, Prime, jail's for rehabilitation, dude. Come on, let her rehabilitate herself and put herself back in a good spot. Okay.
Look, what's the chance she's going to do it again?
Okay, I feel like none of you. What are the chances she's gonna do it again? This
How
is
do
the
you do this
worst.
from jail? That's my question. I don't get it.
This is
They have cell phones, Trash. You can call.
But
They have the
like,
internet,
don't
dude.
founders aren't they 24/7 on? Like, doesn't
it's
she have like
it's
5
her
minutes?
it's her partner's thing, but I'm sure they're talking about it.
This is what none of us are saying right now, which is, how do you feel being that Evan fella? I think that's his name. Where even your company is described as Elizabeth Holmes' partner, and not him. Like, dude, just getting wrecked out
Dude,
there.
that's how I feel about Terminal. It's Prime's coffee company.
That's such a good point too.
All right, let's get the point of view then. It sounds like Dax has something to say.
So this is why Dax is actually bitter about this whole situation and supporting it. Now it all makes sense.
He just
doing all
wants
the work.
Elizabeth Holmes to have a second chance, TJ. That's all. It has nothing to do with something else.
I'm just saying, it's only a I feel like it's a win-win scenario, right? She either has learned from the situation and she does the best company of all time, or she scams again, which would just be so funny. So
Not financial advice.
I'm just going to support this.
I'm just here for the content. Either the comeback story of a lifetime or the scam of a lifetime. It'd be so good. What country does she have to move to if she does do this, though? Like, is there like a place you can move to that after you scam for a second time, you don't
I'm pretty sure that's called double jeopardy. She can't go back to jail for it.
Yeah, you're right. That's legally correct.
Yeah.
I thought everyone just goes to Russia or something when they do something bad.
Is that your plan?
Isn't that what like I don't know, all the cyber terrorists do? I have no idea.
I guess Snowden's a type of different situation, but I guess he went to Russia.
I love Trash is like, yeah, isn't that what all the criminals do? Just go to Russia?
That's what I'm saying.
All right. You're just talking about some movie that you watched. Like, is this real life that you're
saw
referencing?
this
I'm not actually
Identity,
sure.
dude.
I'm not actually sure if I'm referring real life or not, but I'm pretty sure someone has gone to Russia after they've done something bad.
Mission Impossible 4 through 7, dude. Like, obviously, have you not learned anything?
Yeah. Is she banned from doing? Because I know sometimes you get in trouble like this. You get banned from industries. Like,
how do you get banned from industries? Can you explain that to me? Like, how does an industry say, hey, you're not allowed to make medical
thought that only
startups?
happened if you have like a professional licensure kind of situation.
It might be something like that. But like
getting
when
disbarred.
when people get in trouble with the SEC, like I forgot the guy's name. He's super rich. He got in trouble
Bernie
with the SEC.
Madoff.
No, not that guy. It's a different guy, and they banned him from like managing other people's money. But he's so rich that he just manages his own money now, and he still does the same thing.
Epstein.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't think it was Epstein.
Okay, just checking.
Someone is vacuuming right now.
Yeah. Who is vacuuming?
vacuuming?
This is a stand-up, okay, people?
Dax, is that
Leave it in, dude.
Is
Leave
that
it in. Leave it in. I want to hear that, dude.
All right.
Don't mute.
All right. Anyways, okay, we can move on. Dax, what do you think about this? I just want you to look at it.
I can't see. It's so blurry.
It's the URL thing.
It's the URL thing. There's a new thing, a new browser. The modern browser states that browsers should stop putting in the dates and the full URL. It should display it beautifully. Whereas their space is in between the slashes. Their space is in between the words. It URL decodes. It's fantastic. It can even live through vacuuming sounds in the background. It is like amazing.
so good, Close your door.
I'm gonna get voted. My door is closed. That sounds crazy.
The worst part is Trash is still gonna get voted off.
Guys, please don't. Can we just tie it
He's
at
gonna
the
lose to a
leaves?
vacuum cleaner.
You know, that's fair. That's actually like, you know.
That's
kinda makes
Trash's
sense.
normal expected behavior. Is like, yeah, I lost to the vacuum cleaner again. This isn't the
makes
first
sense.
time.
On paper, it
Okay,
makes
Dax,
sense.
give us your opinion. We'll take out the vacuum in post.
My issue with this is I don't think one, I don't like them messing with the URL, but also I don't think what they did looks better. It looks worse. Are you guys just laughing at the vacuum?
I'm laughing because we can't hear it until you talk, and then your cordial, like your attack and your release allows the vacuum to come in
Hang
again.
on, I'm gonna tell them to. I'll be back in a second.
Oh, you got it's your cleaners. Okay, got it.
Wow, Dax
I'm
is
obviously not
Silicon Valley
vacuuming right
stuff,
now.
dude. That's a real startup there.
Oh wait, it's
That's a founder. That's a founder.
Founder mode, engage.
You hear Dax around.
They're
Keep
listening.
it down. Keep it down.
They're listening to the stand-up anyways, so they heard you say you're gonna tell them to stop, so they stopped. It's everywhere. It's everywhere right now.
Like, we're bothering Mr. Dax. We have to be quiet.
He makes them call it. It's founder Dax. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay,
All right, so I have a real statement on this one, which is the liability of trying to make your own pretty URL printer is just insane. Like, think about how many engineering hours are going to be sunk into the fact that nobody has like a standard format in which they do URLs. And you're just going to like drop, and like if someone names an article 2025, it'll probably be dropped because they'll be like, that's a date. We don't display dates. And then it's just like slash. And you're just like, what the heck's going on? Why would you ever want to implement this? This just seems like a disaster from the beginning.
Is it AI powered?
Is it 2025?
How else do you raise money, Dax? That's
I
it.
don't know.
You don't have to
Never
worry
say
about it.
never. I'll tweet about it.
I would
once,
be
once
more
they
worried
get it.
about receiving a text message letting them know their UPS package is late and that they need to pay a fee. That would probably be a much better scam.
That's
Dude,
a
I
better
almost fall
scam
for that.
sure.
I almost fell for that.
I did fall for that. No,
I've never
I
fallen
did.
for that. So
As part of the stand-up, hey everybody, here's my kid. I'll be right back.
it's an authentic stand-up experience.
I thought
this
that
how
was
this
like
usually
a.
goes?
You thought that was just like an animation?
I thought it was an animation, and I was like, I looked at it, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And I was like, oh, is that a real person?
Dude, we're about to get in so much trouble. Prime's breaking child labor laws. Kids at the at the startup.
We got vacuuming. We got kids in the background.
We
I don't
got
know
it
what's
all.
happening.
That was crazy. The animations for your backgrounds are wild right now, Prime.
What do you mean?
AI-powered child.
Yeah, how did you get that kid to show up in your background like that?
AI. It's always AI. Every single time.
Okay, to your guys' point though, I almost feel like it makes it better for normies. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I hate it, the URL thing, but normies are gonna get tricked by subdomains. They get tricked by by URLs being long and looking different and is it not
That's fair.
highlighting what the actual domain is, right? So you see oh, it's actually Google. It's not google.mysupersecretscam.com/ other stuff, right? Normies don't know anything about URLs. I hate that we would hide URLs from people, right? I think it's bad because I think it's gonna destroy the internet maybe. But for normies, it actually seems like they don't know how to read URLs anyways, and they get tricked, and everybody uses social engineering to get them tricked with that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe this ends up being harder to scam people with. I just don't like the way it looks. I think it looks weird.
Yeah, well, it's also kind of ugly.
Why is there
I'm
this,
with you.
the slash and then the spaces? I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to looking at normal URLs, but they're like, it looks so much better. But I don't think it looks better.
I mean, it's a common human reaction to react to something you're not used to negatively, right? So maybe we
Shut
all
up,
acclimate.
trash.
I've never heard anybody say that, and I hate it.
What?
No, it's just trash. We're just,
He
you were
was
just yanking
doing-
your chain.
He was
dude.
doing the thing that you were talking about.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it. He still doesn't get it.
Don't get it. I literally don't get it.
You said people don't like it when they get exposed to something new, and then we all said oh, that's a terrible idea. I've never heard anyone say that. See how that's the same thing
Yes.
that
yes.
you're saying. There you go.
Okay,
it's not as
got
funny
it,
now,
got it.
but
yeah, it's
now
not
you
funny
know.
anymore. You have to explain it. It's not funny.
I still don't think he gets it.
I get it. I get it. And I'm not gonna explain it. I'm not gonna explain it back. But first off, it's 9 a.m. my time. Okay, I haven't had my coffee yet either.
Yeah. The break of day, 9 a.m.
Hey, you know what?
Day in the
speaking of-
life of a Netflix engineer. Wake up at 10 a.m. Check my Slack messages. Oops, hopped on a podcast. Wow, it's noon. Better head down to get some lunch from the local Phil's Coffee.
And that's true.
Actually, though. Yeah.
Trash about to crash the economy again with day in the life of an engineer video.
If you make that, you realize how many engineers lose their job, trash. You got to stop this right now.
I'm the beacon of hope. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I don't know how, but I'll agree with you.
All right, we got to stop this crap. All right, hey, Dax.
You keep going back to me, man. I don't know how many
Well, that's
takes I
because
have in
you
me.
have all the opinions on this matter. I'm just going to show you a photo.
Oh, okay, yes. Brian Chesky. I've been complaining about this man for years now, and it's really unfair because I just hate the way he looks. I just think
But first, who's Brian Chesky?
he's the
let's get
founder of
that-
Airbnb. Okay, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant. Okay, a little bit. I know it's unfair.
Can
You can't help the
I
way he
preface
looks.
this?
Yeah.
No.
Just so there's
No.
a reason. Hey, Airbnb is doing a huge change in their platform, and they're now doing experiences and other stuff. Okay, Dax, go. How do you feel about Airbnb changing their business model, trying
I
to make
hate
$1
his
trillion?
face. Anyway, I've always found him because he's always giving talks and stuff, and I always have trouble watching them. So he did one. I think it was the one that made Founder Mode go viral. And if you watch,
then I love him.
if
Is
you
he
watch
actually
his interview,
responsible?
if you watch his interview, the whole interview is going like this.
That's called
just
cocaine.
constantly the whole interview.
So he's a cokehead.
yeah. So
You're
I'm like,
from
this guy
Miami,
is
you
clearly
know this.
doing. Yeah, and I'm like, I've seen that before. I think I know what that is.
While Dax is watching them.
I'm like, I'm doing that also. So I'm like, he's definitely on a crazy amount of cocaine. And then I saw this quote from him yesterday. It's going to take me a second to find it, but hang on.
I have a
I made
crazy
him
quote
delete
from
it
him as
'cause
well.
I
but
wanted
it
to
won't
get
take
your
me-
raw reaction to this, Prime. I was like, do not send this in the chat right now. I want to get Prime's raw reaction to this moment.
I'm very excited about this.
Let's all
Man.
let's all stare at Dax until he
Yeah,
finds
Dax.
this quote. Classic stand
All
up.
right, here we go.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to read it out loud. This is a quote from, I don't know if this is in one of the articles I don't know where this is from. This might be one of the articles that you're reading. He goes, I was basically going from room to room, just pouring out of this stream of consciousness manifesto, like Jack Kerouac writing On the Road. I basically said, we're not just a vacation app. We're going to be a platform, a community. And I'm just like, there's no way this just isn't cocaine. Like, is that just explanation to all of this? Like the whole founder mode thing, like, is that all kind of boiled down to?
Drug use? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dex, you're a
it
founder
feels
too.
that way.
You should know this. You live in Miami and you're a founder too. Like, this is standard founder behavior.
Yeah, it's normal.
I think what actually ends up really happening is that people complain that they can't focus because they only can, like read or write emails for 10 hours a day, 11 hours a day. These founders, so they use ADHD medication, commonly referred to as amphetamines, to pump themselves up even further. So they just walk around in this heightened state of just super intenseness for like 18 hours a day. I think this is actually just completely par for the course at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I have like a more reasonable take on the whole thing too.
Okay,
Please, thank you. That would be so helpful. I did not know where to take it after that. Dax, please.
Dax's
help.
take was he's ugly and he does cocaine. Like, oh, okay.
More reasonable, Trash. Yeah, thank you.
More reasonable than that. So I think what was interesting about how Airbnb started is they found this untapped supply that was pretty low overhead, right? I know Airbnb is pretty professionalized now, but once you get it set up, if someone comes and stays there for 7 days, you're not doing 7 days of work. There's obviously you have to hire people to clean and all that, but it's kind of once you get it set up, it's kind of making you money pretty passively. And that was like a huge amount of supply that just came online through Airbnb. I think that's why it was so transformational. People realized this was a thing that they could do, both on the supply and the demand side. And it seems so ridiculous at first because it felt like, yeah, why would people pay to sleep on your couch? So I can see how going through that made it feel like you just willed this thing to happen, and they did to a huge degree. But this experiences thing that they keep trying to launch. This isn't the first time they're launching this. I think they launched this like 2 years ago. Then they kind of shut it down. They kind of launched it again. It's so different than the rest of Airbnb because like, it's not new supply. There's no one looking at this being like, oh, I'm going to suddenly offer experiences now, because it's still a lot of work. Like you're still doing the work and you're servicing people, etc. It's mostly just kind of existing businesses coming on, like just listing their stuff under there. So where Airbnb's initial thing was like this crazy growth opportunity, which I think it probably is tapering off now, and they're looking for like the next thing. I don't think this fits in that same format, and it feels very forced, and they've taken a few swings at this already. I've looked through it a few times, and I don't think I'm the customer for it, but I think a lot of people have felt that way as well. So yeah, I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at a company called Schedulisty, and their whole thing was to manage appointments for hairdressers, like physical therapists.
I work in a company like that too.
All that, yeah. There's a lot of companies that do this. This is not the first or second or third one. Open Table's yet another iteration on this exact same concept, and it just happens constantly. And so it's like, I'm not sure if they're really. I don't know how big the market is, because I think what they're trying to solve is SEO, right? You go onto Google, you search hairdressers, whoever's really the top couple are going to win. So they're trying to make some sort of better place where people can peruse things and see things and have nice ratings and all that kind of stuff and be able to manage all their different appointments. I just am unsure if that market is really solvable. Then you have this whole entire other like orthogonal thing, which is going to be like plumbers or various kind of maintenance that they're probably going to also be attempting to capture. But there's companies like Property Meld that, that have these huge, that they already have these huge networks. And it's just like, how are you going to change behavior of property management companies that are using property management software and property this and property that to use Airbnb to manage their, all their stuff? Like, that's just like it is a 10-year effort. There might
Yeah.
be robots before they can nail this one.
Right. Yeah, it's funny because the company I work for, they originally wanted to do this. They wanted to build a single app that let you book hair appointments, whatever, any appointment-based thing, and they realized it's impossible to build that network. So they ended up doing a completely different thing, which was building software to help these businesses operate. And they found a ton of success
was
there.
Born?
Yeah, it was mostly for hair salons because that's a thing that I'm an expert in. So
Yeah, that makes you go to the barber more than any of us, dude. Stop pretending
true.
like
you know how it's so messed up that that's true. It's literally true.
It's by far true.
Yeah.
I go like
Yeah.
once every 3 months max to a
My
haircut
wife
place.
cuts
I
my
go to
hair.
Great clips. Okay.
Liz shaves my head sometimes too.
Yeah, my wife shaves my head too.
A nice intimate moment.
Dude, I do it myself. I shave my head myself, and then I take my glasses off when I do it. And I'm like completely blind, and I'm just like sitting in my garage. I'm sitting in my garage without a shirt, just like rubbing a razor against my head. I'm like, I can't see anything. And then I go to like get her. I'm like, wife, come here, I need help now. And then she comes in, and she just busts out laughing because I missed like so many spots, and I'm just like walking around with like a cheetah head. I'm just like, ugh. I don't know where
Trash,
the
we're gonna
story's
do
going.
an
But it's pretty
episode
fun.
where you're doing that the whole time. I just want you to know.
Yeah, I would like to see
got
this.
you. But hold on. So I'm booking something through Airbnb currently. I want to take my family like Joshua Tree. Apparently, like the Milky Way is supposed to be really good to see next weekend. And
It's always
saw
there.
huh?
It's like always
It's
there.
in town. The Milky Way's in town.
Like-
No, it's based on the moon. Like if it's a full moon, you're not gonna be able to see it, right? But if there's no illumination, then you can
Is that
see.
astrology, Trash? So,
No,
I'm sorry.
No, it's not. It is not.
I couldn't
Okay.
resist. Sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead, Trash.
Don't get me started on the stars. All right, I'll talk about them.
Oh, well, in that case, now I'm interested.
No. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
so
open
you're
that
booking
can of
for
worms.
Joshua Tree. Go ahead, Trash.
Yeah, so I'm booking for Joshua Tree, and I thought the experience tab was nice. I didn't realize they had it before to Dax's comment earlier, which I was surprised. I saw ratings on all these experiences, and I was like, oh, I'm like how do they have all these ratings if they just launched? But anyways, like from a consumer's perspective, it actually like changed how I was looking at places because I started looking at other places, and I was basing on if I wanted to stay there based on the experiences I can do around it for the family. So I don't know if that's like maybe like another thing that could drive like more, incentivization to like have incentivize people to go on experiences on popular like areas to like, when you book something, you don't just book a place, you always book something and then you do stuff. Like you don't just sit at your place. So I don't know if that's like something to kind of skew to like specifically like popular areas, kind of get a whole experience. But I did notice it changed how I like used Airbnb because usually I book and then I like don't think about it. But now I was like, oh, I want to plan a whole day. I want to do this and this and this. And I was like, oh, cool. And it's all like one-stop shop. So personally, I do like it. Do I think it's going to actually transform their business? I don't think so. So yeah, I don't think it's actually gonna. I don't see Airbnb like. They need to do something else for sure. I just don't know what that is. But to like Prime's point, they're definitely like this is the foundation of their platform, and then they're just gonna like start adding different things, right? So. Yeah.
Sorry.
Why are you laughing?
Someone just said
What? Every time I talk, I see everyone. Every time I'm literally staring at my screen. I look at Tej, and then I look at Prime, and I look at Dax. I see everyone slightly smiling, and I'm like smiling, and I try not to reach. Hold on. I try not to read chat. 'Cause I'm like, buy something in chat. Someone's saying something in chat, but then I can't because I gotta like finish my thought, or I'm just gonna completely fall apart. All right, explain yourself.
Paying attention to you.
No, your thing was perfect. We can talk about that in a sec.
What is happening?
Chat, and someone said, "Trash is a flat earther for sure."
What?
So out of nowhere.
What does that have to do
Because
with
you were talking
anything?
about your moon theories. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah, moon's fake apparently.
I just said I want to see the Milky Way on a dark sky.
What I got from that is Trash is abandoning his family at Joshua Tree. I think that's a plan.
So sorry, Trash. No, yours was reasonable. I apologize. That was Twitch chat 100% on that.
I was like half, like when I was, when you drive and like you do all these crazy turns, you're like, man, I can't believe I just did those turns because I was thinking about something else completely and how to get. That's basically what was happening while I was talking. I was literally just staring at all three of you, and I was like, I need to finish my thought, but I need to know what's happening.
I've never had a problem driving, Trash. I mean, the roads are
I don't
designed
have
to
a
be pretty
problem,
easy
but
to
I don't
navigate.
remember. Like I'll just drive and I'm like, I just like appear. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but like I appear at my destination and I just don't remember driving it. And I'm not drunk, I think.
Nobody was thinking that.
It's a little weird. You went
I'm
right to
thinking
that,
that.
Trash. It's a little weird.
All right.
I don't know where I'm going.
I do also have a Coinbase founder
Wait, hang on,
quote.
one last
Or
thing
not
on
Coinbase,
this.
sorry, Airbnb founder quote. Oh, sorry.
I got
you
one
go.
last thing. I got one last thing on the Airbnb thing. So Trash was like, I'm looking for experiences for my family. Did you actually look at the experiences? Because I don't understand them. Because the ones that I'm sure these are like just marketing things, but it's literally like get a taste of Sabrina Carpenter.
That one was so weird. I cannot believe they put that on the front page of all their advertising. I'm like, that is weird, dude.
Mine had.
You should just never say
reasonable
that
listings.
phrase.
It was normal. Mine were normal, so
Such
I didn't
as?
see anything weird.
What's normal for you?
Did you get a
Trash?
taste of Sabrina?
I did not. But I mean, you go to Joshua Tree, it's like yoga and look at the stars or see wildlife. Or if you're in where I live, it's like go whale watching or something. So it was like reasonable stuff. So I didn't see anything like sus. And they all had like high ratings. And I'm going to like, I'm looking at generally like popular places. So like usually it's going to have a good amount of choices. I don't know where you saw Sabrina Carpenter. Was that,
On
like,
their
Los-
ad.
I
Their
didn't,
marketing.
I didn't pay for it, so I didn't see her.
Yeah.
He didn't taste her. He has no idea.
Oh my God.
But their ad was like hang out with Colin Kaepernick or something and like get a taste of Sabrina Carpenter, like a bunch of
wait.
weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, when I looked in LA, there was like a lot of celebrity tour stuff, or like meet, or like hang out with one or something. I don't
It's
know.
like Cameo, where you can
yeah,
like, pay
basically
to
like
go
Cameo,
hang
but
out.
in person, so even worse. I don't know.
All right.
It does seem like it seems so weird because that seems like more of a thing you would do almost like with a hotel package or something. It just kind of strikes me as sort of weird for like Airbnb, this whole
Why?
thing, because you're like, you
A
don't
hotel
know if you're
package.
gonna.
I mean, you're replacing hotels. This sounds perfect then.
Yeah, but like, because aren't the experiences supposed to be like always available and like all this other? It just strikes me as kind of like a little bit of a weird mismatch in some ways. I mean, I guess like it's good because you're gonna be able to book more things through there. But like, what I want from Airbnb is that I can like type something in of the stuff that I want and it like actually goes and finds those. Like when I say that I want a waterfront one, it doesn't put me on the other side of like the Gulf and not do it. Like, I feel like they have so much they could make better on their actual primary product.
The Gulf of
especially
what?
like, dude, imagine just typing your family.
Thank you, Dax. Thank you, Dax. It was a great joke, and I just
You said like what?
the Gulf of what?
Oh, America.
I was,
Okay,
I was
just
literally
checking.
gonna like stop him and say that, but I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
Well, it happens all the time. I feel like whenever I go somewhere, people just like aren't telling the truth about their listing or like all this other stuff. Can they not just have like literally an AI go and look at the listing and I can type in, hey, I want this many beds and separate rooms and all this stuff. And why is it not like listed and sorted out based on my, like that actually seems like I would like this experience. I would never use dumb hotel website Google searches anymore. And I would always book with Airbnb. If I could just like type in a free text response and they gave me back an awesome sorted rank of listings based on my thing. Like, that's what I want. I don't want them to tell me which yoga studio I can go to if I go visit Joshua Tree with my family, you know?
That's your fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I got a quote.
You're like,
Someone's
what?
like, "Hey, can I get a quote from you?" And you're like, "I got the quote. Trust me."
Well, I'm ready, dude.
You just sit down. I'm about to lay a deep one on you.
And then it's also like, would not Steve Jobs just take one look at their new product and be like, ugly, don't ship? like it just doesn't seem, I don't know.
I also
it does not
love-
seem like they're spiritually aligned.
Yeah. I also love the fact that a guy from Apple designed the icons, and in the article, sorry, I didn't take a picture of this one. It was he was just like, "Yeah, I'm not going to tell you who designed the icons. He's a secret weapon." I'll just
you
say this much.
serious?
He worked at Apple. Like, that's literally what he, like, just genuinely withholding someone's, like, ability to be known for doing great icon design.
No, dude, you know what that means?
What?
Some random designer who worked there used like OpenAI 03 to generate all of them, and like they aren't willing to admit that they AI generated everything. Oh, it's a super secret designer from Apple.
We can't
like,
tell
it's
you. We can't tell you about it.
Summer intern who knows how to use image gen technology, dude. Like,
Well, did you see the the post that Guillermo did, he made his own flavor of it using AI, and it came out really nice.
It did. It was great and funny.
Yeah.
He even worked in a JD Vance meme. It was great.
Yeah, and it was just all AI generated, the whole animation, everything, and he like showed his process.
I see. I don't know what we're even talking about at this point. It's inside baseball.
He just explained the whole situation.
Yeah, I don't even know.
You're on the inside now.
Now we all are inside of the situation. He just explained it.
I don't even know what we're talking about. What did he generate? I thought, I thought I was following that you guys were like, hey, he generated like a Airbnb like thing. And then you're like, and then JD Vance. And I'm like, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Okay,
one of the icons was a JD Vance face,
icons,
and it was
now
funny.
we have a taste of JD Vance. Is that what you're referring to?
No, I don't think they were doing
aren't you
that.
getting?
Yeah,
I literally have no idea what he generated. At this point, without a picture and words on the screen, I'm pretty much completely confused at this point. So.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. Well, I'm on an extremely tight deadline, unfortunately. So I really did want to get to this, and so I just want to say this for just a quick second, which is that Coinbase got hacked. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Coinbase got hacked. Staff got bribed, and then Coinbase's response was that they're going to take the $20 million bribe and establish a $20 million reward fund instead of paying the briber, or instead of paying the ransom, just pay somebody $20 million to lead to the arrest. And I just really wanted to say coin-based. It's just so coin-based right there.
Wait, Trash, you can make $20 million. They're in Russia, right? That's what you said?
You already know where they are.
Dude, I already told him it was me.
That's not how you make $20 million, Trash.
I'm Spartacus.
What were the terms on it? Because it's like, dude, they could turn themselves in and they could get the 20 million either way.
Yeah,
They
that's
Uno
true.
reverse the Uno reverse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Turn it in my kids.
They still get the bribe. They still get the ransom
they still get the money
by leading to the arrest.
That'd be next level.
There
That
we
would be
go.
a next level play.
I will say though, that is like a really good response. And when I saw it, I was like, I don't really care much about crypto or Coinbase or whatever. But when he said that, I was like, I'd work for him, maybe. I don't know.
I think he should grow a beard.
Is he
Is it because he's completely bald all the way
bald,
through?
so
He's just smooth. His head is completely smooth, so it needs some sort of differential feature on it.
Most of my contributions about what founders look like and how they could improve. So.
Yeah. That's why SST is doing so well.
SST's in the black.
Have you seen Jay?
That's true. He's a very handsome lad. But it did kind of appear that his muscles were just for show when we were trying to lift things, and it's like, dude, those are show muscles. Dude. Why can't you lift anything, dude?
Oh no!
I'm just throwing it out there, like, have him move
Jay
a
in
couch.
chat? Oh, that is the biggest burn.
I'm just saying, like, pick up the couch, Jay, and he's like,
Maybe he just wanted you to feel strong, TJ. Like, and so it's just like, it's so
I'm not competing with him. we're in very different life stages at the moment.
T's just staring at Jay. Really?
Yeah, I mean, he's a handsome guy, but that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Jay, if you see this later, sorry, dude.
All right.
Jay's the guy you see in an Old Spice commercial. So.
We have to be done. Okay, like, I really appreciate this conversation, but there's no more about Jay. All right. Hey, thank you, everybody, for being here. I am now going to leave. I got to go and I have to go to a soccer tournament in Omaha. My wife was just like, hey, you know what?
You're still playing soccer with the kids, dude. That's
Dude,
wild.
I know. You're welcome. I kid you not. It's like, it's late March. And I'm like, hey, wife, what's the next couple months gonna look like for soccer? And she's just like, we have 3 trips to Billings, 1 trip to Denver, and 1 trip to Omaha in the next month and a half. And I was like, we can't do this.
Omaha, that's
yeah,
far.
We're gonna go see the Oracle.
Oh, like Warren Buffett.
Yeah, that was a Warren Buffett joke. I'm glad you got it.
I was
like,
I knew Trash wouldn't get it immediately.
We were all just staring.
Is that some soccer thing that I don't know about? Or?
Yeah. I was waiting for someone to explain it to me.
I was very in soccer mindset at the moment.
All right.
So, okay, I'm with you now.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining the stand-up. All right.
Might be the worst transition.
Hey, leave a comment below who should be eliminated.
I already rated.
Dak?